Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 VA Claims Consultant, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. Today I'm bringing you another video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. But before I get into today's video, I just want to remind everyone that I have my educational classes updated on my website. So if you go to kmd89.com/classes, you'll see all my educational classes that I have updated for the month of April. I have how to be successful on the VA disability compensation claims process. I have every Friday, I have a live Q&A. That means you can go live with me, ask me questions as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process, how to review a DBQ, disability benefit questionnaire, and what is a nexus statement and what goes into a nexus statement, what one looks like, and I share my template that I use, the nexus statement that I use to be successful with my claim, okay? So again, go to my website, kmd89.com, and check out those classes. So today, I'm going to be talking about how do you get your claim done fast? Again, how do you, as a veteran, get your claim done fast? This is not any tricks or tips or any hacks or anything like that, but it's just some things that I've been seeing over the last few months that the VA has been doing, and also some of the things that my clients have been doing to get their claims done really fast. So let's define fast. When I say fast, I'm talking about anywhere between 30 and 60 days, okay? Some have been a little bit faster, some have been a little bit longer, but the average time is from start to finish about 30 to 60 days. But there may be some other variables that may go into play, but we'll talk about those a little bit later, okay? So how do you get your claim done fast? One, you have to be educated. I get calls from veterans, they say, well, I don't have time to get educated, I just want somebody to do the paperwork for me. And if that's the case, that's your choice, then I'm not knocking that. But let's just say you want to be proactive, you're a hard charger, you're a go-getter, and you're bulldog, like a bulldog with a bone about, getting your benefits, then this would definitely will help you. Get educated on what you're doing with your claim, okay? Every claim is different. I'll repeat that. Every claim is different. You may be claiming the same thing that another vet claimed based on a same location that you serve, but you may get two different examiners. And those examiners obviously probably interpret things differently, okay? So that's what I mean by, that's one of the reasons why I mean by everybody's claim is a little bit different. But you have to get educated on what you're doing with your claim, okay? Under the 5 ways of service connection, which one does it fall, okay? That's the first thing that, if I had to do my claim over, that's the first thing I would be seeking out, the education I would be seeking out, okay? But becoming familiar with what you're doing with your claim. 2, the difference between an FDC claim, fully developed claim, and a standard claim. I'm not going to go into detail about it. I just recently did a YouTube video on it this year, so definitely you want to check that out, and I'll link it at the end of this video so you can have quick access to it. But a fully developed claim, basically what you're telling the VA, hey, I have no other evidence to submit. Go ahead and make a decision with the evidence of record. Now, standard claims process, when you check that box, basically what you're saying is, or what you're telling the VA is, I do have some evidence to submit. Don't start with my claim. Now, on the VA Form 21-526CZ, I think it's page 2. Maybe, yeah, I think it's page 2 or 3, but I think it's page 2. It states, when you check that box, it states the VA can hold it for up to a year. Or after 30 days, if they don't receive any information or evidence, they may go ahead and rate your claim, okay? But they can hold it up to a year and not do anything with it, okay? So that process is not a fast process, okay? even if you submit evidence within a year, within 30 days, it still could take a little bit longer opposed to an FTC claim. Now, let's just say also in that form, it asks a question, I believe it's section 17. Have you received any treatment anywhere? Okay. A lot of veterans like to write down a lot of private doctors that they've seen. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't do this. I'm just saying if you do, it's going to hold your claim up, and this is why. On that 526CZ that I just spoke of, it also talks about VA Form 21-4142. What that is, that's a medical release. So if you put doctors down, private doctors, what they're going to do, they're going to send you this form, 4142. You're going to have to sign it, send it back to them. Then they send it to the doctor. Then they wait to hear back from that doctor. They don't hear it. Let's say they don't hear anything back. Then they're going to send you a letter letting you know they received a negative response or no response from this doctor. Do you have any evidence to submit? Now, we could be talking anywhere between 3 to 6 or 7 months, okay? But like I said earlier, everybody's claim is different. And that may depend on the regional office that it's at or being currently worked at, what their backlog is, what the priority of your claim. So you can see how this thing can go from 30 or 60 days up to 6 or 7 months. Easy, okay? But I did that. I wrote down 4 or 5 doctors, and I'll never forget it. I had a VSR, a veteran service representative, contact me from the Atlanta regional office, and he says, hey, and this was his words. He said, hey, man, if we go out to all these doctors, it's going to take a while. Now, you can go out to these doctors and probably get a faster response. And I was like, wow, made sense. Now, I think he just didn't probably want to do it, but at the same time, he was giving me some really good information. I went out and I did it. I got my own records, and then I went through them and I submitted what I wanted the VA to see. And I did that even going forward with my claim. I never turned around and submitted another VA Form 21-4142, which is a release of information office. I went and got, release of information, release of medical information, I'm sorry. So I went out and I just got all my private records myself. Okay, I didn't ask the VA to do it. Again, we're talking about how can you get your VA claim done fast. So if you do that, I'm not saying not to, but if you do, just know it's not going to be fast for you. Okay, now it still may be faster than it was for me. It took, I think, maybe 10 months for me just to get a CMP exam, and then another month and a half to get the rating decision in the mail. Okay, so the VA has come a long way since when I filed my claim, my initial claim back in June 2009. They have come, trust me, they have come a long way. All right, so let's just say you're applying for an increase. You're service connected and you're applying for an increase. If you have a DBQ that is sufficient and actionable for rating purposes, I'm going to say it again, that is sufficient and actionable for rating purposes, and you submit that along with a 526EZ and you check the FTC box on there, the claim should really go fast, because basically what you're saying, hey, I'm filing an increase. Here's the DBQ. It's good for rating purposes. Do not schedule me for a comp and pen exam. Boom, make a decision. Now, what I've been seeing happen, and this happened to me on my last claim, and it's happened to several of my clients. They submit a DBQ that's actionable and sufficient for rating purposes, along with a 526EZ, and say, hey, FTC claim, rate it. VSRs are still scheduling exams. Why are they doing that? I have no clue. Like I said, it happened to me. I decided not to go. When I did that video, a lot of people say, well, you didn't go, you didn't go. They missed the part where I said I knew my DBQ was actionable and sufficient, or sufficient and actionable for rating purposes. So that's why I refused the exam, because I didn't want there to be any conflicting evidence. Now, let's just say you're not service connected. and you file 526, you check the FDC box, you have a DBQ, and you have a nexus statement. Now, not only do you need to be educated on how or to review a DBQ to make sure it's actionable and sufficient for rating purposes, but also you have to do the same thing for a nexus statement. What goes into it? What information goes into a nexus statement? What does an example template look like? What is an example wording for a medical opinion, direct, secondary, or whatever? And what is the rationale? I can tell you the countless times I've seen veterans, they say, hey, I want you to review my nexus statement. It's missing evidence review and it's missing a rationale. Okay, so again, those are the two classes that I offer as well that I stated earlier that's on my website. Now, lastly, let's just say, okay, you don't have a DBQ and you don't have a nexus statement. You submit a claim, whether it be for increase or new service connection, whether it be on direct basis, presumptive, or secondary. You still have to be educated on, one, what is the diagnostic code criteria for that condition you're claiming? And under that criteria, where do you think you fall? A 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, 100%, or whatever. Okay, so when you go to that exam, now you can articulate to that examiner, one, not only why you think you should be service connected, okay, because you know what you're doing with your claim, but two, you can explain the symptoms, residuals, as it pertains to the diagnostic criteria where you feel you fall under. Okay, a lot of veterans, they make that mistake. Either they have their lawyer or representative submit, the claim form, which by all means, that is your right as a veteran, but they never follow up, and the veteran never follows up and go through the rating schedule of criteria to see where they fall. Okay, and that is a huge mistake that veterans make. So again, I just want to share in my personal opinion, the things I think that you can do to help fast track your claim. So with that being said, please like my video, please subscribe, please hit that notification button, please share, and also please be on the lookout for more educational videos from myself. Thank you.